More gold has been mined from the brains of men than has ever been taken from the earth. Welcome back to the podcast. Today we're talking about Think and Go Rich. As always, I have put all the resources to this book down below. Of course, if there's any kind of free audiobook, I think there is a free audiobook. So of course, add that down below as well. There are just some disclaimers. This book is written from a Christian perspective. My goal isn't to persuade anyone religiously. Everyone is free to follow what brings them peace. Please interpret the ideas in whatever ways align with your beliefs. So I have over 20 pages of notes from this book. So many people have recommended and benefited from this book. So I tried my best to pick the best parts to talk about that I thought would help you guys. But if there's anything I missed or that you found of importance, please let me know in the comments. As well, I'd love to hear if anyone has success stories from this book. But yes, I have my notes in front of me, so I don't go too far off track, and let's get started. So this book is basically what the title says, believing that you can make riches when you start taking out the limiting beliefs, such as that is impossible, or if I work hard, I will have a lot of money. It also makes a big emphasis on people who stop right before their success appears. It kind of makes me think of this picture when he says it. You're so close, and you stop right before. That can be with anything. It can be with your weight loss journey, with YouTube, with literally anything that you have worked so hard to achieve. Why stop? If you truly want something, I know there is success in it. Before success comes into man's life, he is sure to meet with much temporary defeat and perhaps some failure. When defeat overtakes a man, the easiest and most logical thing to do is quit. This is exactly what the majority of men do. Keep on going, no matter how hard the going may be. A lesson to learn before I could succeed in anything. When riches begin to come, they come so quickly in such great abundance that one wonders, where have they been hiding all of those years? The popular belief that riches come only to those who work hard and long. When you begin to think and grow rich, you observe that riches begin with a state of mind, with definiteness of purpose, with little or no hard work. The spell of fear in the minds of people gradually fade away and become faith. One of the main weaknesses of mankind is the average man's familiarity with the word impossible. State instead, I want it and I will have it. The definition of desire, knowing what one wants. I am the master of my fate, the captain of my soul, because I have the power to control my thoughts. Before we can accumulate riches in great abundance, we must magnetize our minds with intense desire for riches. We must become money conscious until the desire for money drives us to create definite plans for acquiring it. He left himself no possible way of retreat. He had to win or perish. So this quote specifically makes me think of Mr. Beast a little. I don't know if you know who he is. You probably know, but he is the most subscribed YouTuber in the world, and he has over. I actually want to check exactly how much he has now. I know he had 450 million, 469 million now subscribers, but he wasn't an overnight success. He didn't come from a wealthy background, but he knew what he wanted. And he made a post where he reached 400 million subscribers. And he said, I was in love with making content and grinded every moment my eyes were open for 7 entire years before anyone started watching. I literally told my mom I would rather be homeless than do anything else. In his mind, there was no plan B, there was no quitting. It wasn't even an option. This is what he wanted. He knew the exact desire that was for him, and it took him years. And can you imagine if right before he became the Mr. Beast, he decided to quit? I mean, how many lives has he changed with his YouTube channel? And instead, through everything, he pushed forward and made it a reality. I can't imagine doing something for 7 years straight and not seeing any reward. And of course, it came again like so abundantly. He posted like photos, and then he literally doubled his subscribers like every single year. And it takes a lot of patience, and not a lot of people, probably even including myself, would wait 7 years. It's like, gosh, it's been 7 years. Is anything going to happen? But he was so dedicated and knew like this was the only thing he ever wanted to do. It's normal to feel disappointed or discouraged. But that's just one example of how your mind and the desire itself can push you forward and give you way more than what you expected. I remember in his old video, it was like me in 10 years or something like that. And it talked about like, oh, I hope I have like a million subscribers or 100,000 subscribers or something. And now he has literally 469 million subscribers. So, it was worth something. The author says, wishing will not bring riches, but desiring riches with a state of mind that becomes obsession, then planning definite ways and means to acquire riches, and backing those plans with persistence, which does not recognize failure, will bring riches. So he has these 6 steps. The first one is fix your mind on the exact amount you desire. It is not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money. Be definite in the amount. So we'll say $1,000. Second, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for this money you desire. There is no such thing as something for nothing. So I would like to start my own bakery business. The third is establish a definite plan when you intend to possess the money you desire. Okay, when I get the money I desire, I'm going to start buying the ingredients to create ingredients. Sorry. I'm going to start buying the ingredients so I can start selling from my home or something like that. I don't know if this is even logical. I don't know if this is even allowed, but I'm just like making an example. Fifth, write out a clear and concise statement of the amount you intend to acquire, name the time limit, state what you intend to give in return for the money, and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. 6. Read your statement out loud twice daily, once before retiring at night and once after arising in the morning. As you read, see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money. So I remember when I first started this book, I did this. But I kept changing the amount. It was not a fixed amount. I kept being like, "Oh, I want this amount of money. I want this amount of money," and it was just like so messy, inconsistent. Um, but after going over the notes for the podcast, I just decided like, why not try? Why not try and just stick with this? Be consistent. I mean, you have really nothing to lose by doing it. If anything, it will just make you feel, I guess, in a better conscious mind. I will also be adding the example statement either here or down below so you can make your own and start today. Christianity is the greatest potential power in the world today because its founder was an intense dreamer who had a vision and imagination to see realities in their mental and spiritual form before they have been transmuted into physical form. If you do not see great riches in your imagination, you will not see them in your bank balance. So this was another quote, I think from the last podcast episode, where it talked about like you are only allowed to see as far as your vision. It's basically just saying like you start first with your imagination. There is one quality which one possesses to win, and that is the definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and a burning desire to possess it. Those who are afraid of new ideas are doomed before they start. If the thing you wish to do is right, and you believe in it, go ahead and do it. Put your dream across and never mind what they say. If you meet the temporary defeat, for they, perhaps, do not know that every failure brings with it the seed of equivalent success. Remember, too, that all who succeeds in life get off to a bad start and pass through many heartbreaking struggles before they arrive. There is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready for a thing until he believes he can acquire it. The state of mind must be believe, not mere hope or wish. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Closed minds do not inspire faith, courage, and belief. Remember, no more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity. Our only limitations are those we set up in our own minds. Desire backed by faith knows no such word as impossible. God moves in mysterious ways. His wonders to perform, it will be done for one, it will be done for others. It is my duty and a privilege to say I believe that nothing is impossible for the person who packs desire with enduring faith. These qualities are free to everyone. And that's another thing you have to remember too. It's like, why not you? Like, there are people out there living your life and doing literally the dream that you want, whether it's a bakery, whether it's YouTube, whether it's anything. There are literally people doing it. So why can't you? And I know when I was reading back on the notes that I had, I sometimes can get like a knot in my heart, and I feel so grateful for my life. And I feel like it is selfish to ask for more when I already have so much than I could have ever imagined. And especially compared to other people in the world who don't even have like a roof over their head or food on the table. And I've talked about this before, even in my relationship, I feel guilty of receiving presents and I feel guilty for having a good life, for having a car with an AC while others have to walk in the heat. It just would weigh on me a lot. But these, of course, are limiting beliefs that I hold. But I have to remind myself it's okay to receive and have a good life. It isn't, and it shouldn't be something to feel guilty for. And it is a gift that I can use to help others. I think I got that from the book The Mountain Is You, which will be covered in a later episode. If you are in the same boat of feeling guilty to receive, then just keep catching those limiting beliefs and understand it is something you have the ability to change with consistency. And you not living to your fullest potential is not going to make other people's lives better. If anything, you living up to your fullest potential can have more income and you can give to other people more, just like Mr. Beast did, basically. You may convince the subconscious mind that you believe you will receive that for which you ask. Repetition of affirmation of orders to your subconscious mind is the only known method to eliminate negative emotions. Have faith in yourself, faith in God, faith in the starting point of all accumulation of riches. Faith is the basis of all miracles and all mysteries which cannot be analyzed by the rules of science. Faith is the only known antidote to failure. Faith is the element, the chemical which, when mixed with prayer, gives one direct communication with infinite intelligence. Faith is the element which transforms the ordinary vibration of thought, created by the finite mind of man, into spiritual equivalent. Faith is the only agency through which the cosmic force of finite intelligence can be harnessed and used by man. It is a well known fact that one comes, finally, to believe whatever one repeats to oneself, whether the statement be true or false. This is what is so important about catching your limiting beliefs. If I tell myself I feel guilty and I can't receive because of it, then that will be my reality. But if I catch that limiting belief and turn it into a positive one, that I am allowed to receive without guilt and bless others through God's blessings to me, then that will be my new reality. He also added this poem: if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it is almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you are lost. For out of the world we find success brings with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win the prize. Life's battles don't always go to the strongest or fastest man, but sooner or late, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. Basically saying, like, whatever you believe you can or can't, you're right. I've literally said that so many times on this episode or on this podcast just because it is so true. Like, I literally can tell my loved ones or like a friend or something, this is what I believe, and they're like, yeah, that's really great for you. I think that'll work for you, but that would never work for me. It's just like that statement alone just shows like why can't it work for you? Like anything is possible. You're just as worthy as I am, so why would it work for me and not for you? The amount is limited only by the person in whose mind the thought is put into motion. Faith removes limitations. There are no limitations to the mind except those we acknowledge. Both poverty and riches are the offspring of thought. The method plays no favorites. It will work for one person as effectively as it will work for another. Where failure is experienced, it is the individual, not the method, which has failed. If you try and fail, make another effort, and still another, until you succeed. Fix in your own mind the amount of money you desire. Hold your thoughts on the exact amount of money by concentration or fixation of attention, with your eyes closed until you actually see the physical appearance of money. Do this at least once a day. Consider the possibility of playing a perfectly legitimate trick on your subconscious mind by making it believe because you believe it. When you visualize the money you intend to accumulate with eyes closed, see yourself rendering the service or delivering the merchandise you intend to give in return for this money. First, go into some quiet spot, preferably in bed at night, where you will not be disturbed or interrupted. Close your eyes and repeat aloud, so you can hear your own words, the written statement of the amount of money you intend to accumulate, the time limit for its accusations, and a description of the service or merchandise you intend to give in return for the money. As you carry out these instructions, see yourself already in possession of the money. Second, repeat this program night and morning until you can see, in your imagination, the money you intend to accumulate. Third, place a written copy of your statement where you can see it in night and morning. Read it just before retiring and upon rising until it has been memorized. So the next part is probably my favorite part of this book and what personally stuck out to me and was like, wow, I can't believe I never thought of this. I think it's like very known. So I don't know why it took me this long to figure it out. That's okay. A lack of understanding of this fact has been the source of confusion to millions of people who falsely believe that knowledge is power. It is nothing of the sort. Knowledge is only potential power. I knew so much information because I read a lot of books, but knowledge is absolutely useless if I do nothing with it. If I'm not putting into practice what I am quote unquote learning, if I'm not healing my trauma or bettering myself, then what is the point of learning? What's the point of even reading a book? And I even become a hypocrite if I can tell someone how to heal their life, but mine is a mess. Like, why would they even listen to me? And that was like such an eye opening thing where I was like, oh wow, I am not using my knowledge to the best of my ability. And I feel like I've gotten so much better with being consistent and actually putting into practice, and my life has gotten so much better, and I'm very grateful for that. But I think it wasn't until I heard this where I was like, oh, it was very eye-opening for me. There was another quote, I think it's in another episode: do the best you can until you know better, and then when you know better, do better. Basically saying like you're doing the best with what you have until you find out new knowledge, and then you're doing the best you have with that knowledge. Like, You're going to learn more and more, and don't beat yourself up about the past, because that's literally all you knew. And now that you have something new to work with, now you try better. The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. Aim high and not mistake temporary defeat for failure. We rise to high positions or remain at the bottom because of conditions we can control, if we decide to control them. Both success and failures are largely the result of habit. You can do it. It has been done before. If there's a will, there's a way. If you give up before the goal has been reached, you are a quitter. A quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. Those who talk too much do little else. If you talk more than you listen, you not only deprive yourself of many opportunities to accumulate useful knowledge, but you also disclose your plans and purposes to people who will take great delight in defeating you, because they envy you. Genuine wisdom is usually through modesty and silence. Tell the world what you intend to do, but first show it. Be immune to fear and blind to the possibility of failure. Without persistence, you will be defeated before you even start. With persistence, you will win. Be persistent no matter how slow you have to move. With persistence will come success. The majority of people allow relatives, friends, and the public at large to so influence them that they cannot live their own lives because fear of criticism. Wretches do not respond to wishes. They respond only to definite plans backed by definite desires through constant persistence. Every man who has accumulated a great fortune has recognized the existence of the stream of life. It consists of one's thinking process. The positive emotions of thought form the side of the stream which carries one to fortune. The negative emotions form the side which carry one down to poverty. Anyone can wish for riches, and most people do. But only a few know that a definite plan plus a burning desire for wealth are the only dependable means of accumulating wealth. The subconscious mind works day and night. You cannot entirely control your subconscious mind, but you can voluntarily hand over to it any plan, desire, or purpose which you wish to transform into concrete form. Remember that the subconscious mind may be voluntarily directed only through habit. Be patient, be persistent. Form the habit of applying and using the positive emotions. Eventually, they will dominate your mind so completely that the negative ones cannot enter it. Words alone do nothing. Faith is the only known agency which will give your thoughts a spiritual nature. Remember, as fears come up, that they are nothing because they only exist in one's mind. And that's all I have for today. I truly hope this helps you or someone you love. I would love to hear your thoughts. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.